ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to episode 3 of Give Peace a Chance. You didn't think it was possible. Round of applause. Round of applause. For the 7 to 8 fans that we have out there, and the 50 to 60 listeners a week that come back to us, we thank you. So maybe 20 of those are us listening to ourselves over and over again, but that doesn't really matter. But I am your host, the Reverend Jim Smooth. No applause necessary. I am surrounded by... no, I said no.
Kiss ass.
No applause necessary. I'm surrounded by my weekend warrior friends.
I'm BJ. I watch movies that have action and explosions. I like bicycles and walks on the beach in big leather boots.
If they don't know who you are by now, that's their problem, BJ.
I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't.
Ted?
That is a great image.
Wasn't it? That was good, right?
Walk on the beach
Dude,
with a big leather boot.
And myself, I like long walks on short rooftops.
I like the sand to get in the boot.
In the boot.
In the boot. And get between my toes.
And we're also the man on the board.
My name is Ted.
I drive a bus.
I drive a bus.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
MC Ted in the house. So we decided we would do a different kind of a podcast where we would review movies that you may have missed, because there's a lot of review shows out there about the new movies or movies that you should make fun of. But we actually decided to challenge one another. I think this is a movie that's great, and I think that you should watch it. And we've learned in 3 short weeks that we are not going to win over each other's opinions so quickly. Wow.
No,
we're
not.
And so this week we went dark.
Oh, we went dark.
We went dark.
Oh, man, it got weird.
It got weird.
Even the comedy I recommended.
That's not a comedy.
It was fucking dark.
Dude, they're still monologuing.
Oh, man.
I watched it a week and a half ago. They're still monologuing.
So much dialogue.
Oh my God. Wow. And yet I had it. It took me a week I'm like, BJ, please just watch. He goes, no, man, the music, I can't get through the music. I'm like, just watch it past the music. I can't. And it took him 2 weeks to get past the music.
Jesus. Yeah, man, killing of a sacred deer was really hard on me. It's not easy to watch.
So anyway, in case you don't know what we do, we watch movies that you may have missed. These are some of our favorite films, some of the films that we think that are brilliant that maybe other people don't. Maybe the other 2 people in the room don't. But that's okay, because that's what we're here to do, is we're here to debate our ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these films. We have, each of us have our own film. We also have an audience award film that was awarded by coming into our email site and suggesting a film. And our email site, once again...
Maybe we should call it something besides audience award film.
Why? What else would you call it?
It's just maybe a email in or a call in.
Yeah, but we only have 2...
A suggestion box?
But we've only had 2 emails.
So why are we giving an award already?
Because thank you
okay, I see.
Thank
I
you
see.
for giving us an idea.
I see.
And so we can change that. That's fine. That's up for debate. But
submit your ideas to givepeaceachanz at gmail.com. Stipulation, give peace, P-I-E-C-E, piece of pie. Give peace a chance. C-H-A-N-Z.
And how do we type it in? Pinky up.
Pinky up.
Pinky up.
Lowercase.
That's right.
Yeah. Give peace a chance.
And honestly, with this show, I think it's a good show. I think you should give peace a chance. See what I did there?
You went meta.
Yeah. Give peace a chance.
Give it
a chance.
A chance.
I see what you're doing.
See what I'm doing there?
I see what you're doing.
Excellent. So anyway, we have some we actually have actual audience members who are following along like I've been wanting. I want you guys to not only watch these movies that we're suggesting, I actually want you to, that's why we tell you what we're going to watch next week. It's because we want you to watch those films so that when we're reviewing them, you can have your own opinion. And we have our first that there may be more. There may be 2 or 3, but I know of one for sure that actually listens to the new episodes and has watched the shows and watched Moon on our recommendation.
Nice.
and watched all the other ones, and might be a family member, that's fine. She might have called me a piece of crap because I made her watch Sacred Deer, and that's fine. BJ may have made out with her in high school, and that's fine. It's fine. Anyways, let's get started. So, we all have our own films that we picked this week. Obviously, me being the easily and most bestestly, film personality.
Man.
I chose...
Jim is the one that thinks he knows the most about movies, so he chooses the weirdest movies that are like the most artsy and freaking weird. So there you go.
So I chose for my film, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh my god.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer is a 2017 psychological horror film directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
He's Greek.
Yeah, this is his. Yes, he is. This is his actual second American theatrical release. He also made The Lobster, which I love that movie so much. Screened by Lanthimos, and oh my goodness, I'm not even kidding. The name is Ephemios Philippio. Ephemios Philippio. Tell me I didn't do pretty good on that, Beach.
Does it have
Ephemios Philippio.
Ephemios Philippio.
Does it have that O with a slash through it?
No. Let me finish on it.
Okay.
It stars Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, Academy Award-winning Nicole Kidman, and she shows little boobies.
Oh,
and,
of BMX Bandits fame?
yeah, that's her.
Yeah, okay.
That's what she won. She won the Academy for, right?
No, that's not the
wasn't
one.
it. No. Okay, good. Barry Keoghan. Oh man, what do you
I think it's like
last name?
I think it's Kagan.
Kagan?
Yeah. Is that the kid?
Oh yeah, he was so good. He was so good. Oh, I will never eat spaghetti the same way ever again. Raffi Cassidy, Sonny Silic, Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Back from the dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, Alicia Silverstone was in this. She was the one.
Of Clueless fame.
You have nice hands. Oh, all doctors have nice hands. And Billy Camp. The story is based on an ancient Greek play. And we all know what Greek plays are. They are
Tragedies or comedies, depending on how they end.
You've seen a Greek comedy?
Oh.
We'll talk later.
Isn't that the
Nope.
happy
Isn't
face?
Oedipus Rex a comedy?
The happy face and
You said a funny name. All right, so The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yes.
I'm actually excited about, because normally, like last week, BJ goes, I think we argue too much. And I'm like, no, BJ, that's what I want. I want us to have a different opinion. And here we are. I know for a fact that both of you had a different opinion of this movie. And so I want the two of you.
I love this movie. I think sometimes we just talk over each other, not argue too much.
Shut up. What is it?
Can't get in it.
All right, so with that being said, my friends, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Ted, BJ.
is the most brilliant shit I've seen since Kubrick.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
God
Holy
damn it.
crap. But since Kubrick, which Kubrick though?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
The greatest.
Zipper wide open? I mean,
The greatest.
Nicole Kidman was naked in that too.
yeah. I
Eyes
know.
Wide Shut
Freaking
is
movie's
the
weird, too.
greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Die Hard was the greatest Christmas movie.
No, Eyes Wide
Anyways, finish. Continue.
Okay.
Argue. Fight.
The dialogue.
The cadence?
The monotone, staccato, stylistic, fucking...
Super pretentious.
Oh, come on!
Just freaking look at me.
No
I'm going to do all of these things and just put it all in there. And I'm going to give you this freaking gross moral tale of this godlike boy that is going to teach this guy a lesson because he's a freaking moral monster.
Because he, Doctor is
surgery.
a moral monster
Yeah.
and gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
This is biblical shit. This is
human
sacrifice. Yeah. Oh, it's so
It's
great.
It's The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Isn't that like a Native American folklore thing where you killed the sacred deer, so now you have to spill sacred blood type thing?
Is it?
Yeah, there's that. And the only way for true forgiveness is through the blood sacrifice.
Blood for blood.
Blood for blood. Yeah, this movie was all over the place with religious stuff,
It
and
was
then with
so tight.
well, not all over the place.
It
No, it was
wasn't
tight for
all
sure.
over the place. It was
But it had
tight.
for me. I had different types of. I was seeing different. They took things from different kinds of religions, things like that. I just don't need that in my life right now. I didn't need this movie in my life right now. I didn't need to feel like I'd hurt somebody and this kid was gonna find me.
When he's sitting there eating the spaghetti and he finally like lays out what's happening, and so I don't want to give away too much, but at the same time it's old enough that we can give away some.
Yeah,
But
it's like a year old.
He just it's almost a year and a half old now.
Yeah.
But when he's eating that spaghetti, he goes, "Okay, I'm just gonna be really quick, real quick. I'm just gonna let you know, like, if you don't decide which one of your kids die, they're all gonna die." And he's just pounding the spaghetti.
Pounding spaghetti like it's all nonchalant.
Okay, so first of all, I understand why people don't like this film. I get it. Like BJ's,
I don't
yeah,
get
yeah,
how
but-
anyone could not.
But
like
here's
this.
what I would like to go back on top of BJ's point of view, and that's fine. You don't have to like it. However, I do believe that this director has his own like artistic, stylistic. Like if you saw Lobster and if you saw this one, the cadence is the same. So yeah, it may have been like you could say that there's this and that, but from front to back, the movie is really stylistically his own. Like nobody else makes a movie like this guy.
Did you?
Nobody
I
does.
see where you're
Did
going
you
with
like
that.
Lobster?
I don't think he's seen it.
I haven't seen Lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so so you can fault the movie and say you don't like it. That's fine. But what I have a problem with is how can you have a problem with an artist who in the world of remakes and overdues and sequels, how can you tell me that someone who has their own style, how can you like fault that? Because he definitely has his own style. And the cadence of it, here's the best thing about that cadence. There was only one actor that struggled. We're talking little kids. We're talking from front to back. There was only one actor who struggled with the cadence. Who was it?
Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman. Academy Award winning Nicole Kidman. Yeah, it's fine, dude. It's the window's open. It's cool. Dude. Sneeze away, dude. I'm just going through, making fun of an Academy Award winning actress.
And she's tall.
Yeah, and she has great boobs.
She's
But-
63 years old, and she looks like
She's great. Oh,
30.
yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
She could have eaten crackers. I
She's
wouldn't
got
care.
that Scientology juice from freaking Tom. What's his name? Tom Cruise from back in
But
the
she
day, right?
couldn't get the cadence. She was literally the only, and the young guy, the voodoo curse guy,
Martin.
dude. I went back because I didn't remember him in Dunkirk because he's in Dunkirk.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I got Dunkirk. We can watch Dunkirk. Back. So he's in Dunkirk, and I was like, who was he? He's completely forgettable in Dunkirk, but in this movie, oh my god, I don't even want to make spaghetti. I can't make spaghetti.
But big, sustained, establishing
Absolutely.
shots
Yep.
and
Yeah.
just stylistic
Talking about a watch,
madness.
just backing up.
And
So finally,
and
I
I liked it.
Just a few more of the things because that's what I do. This is based on a Greek tragedy play. The heart surgery that you see at the beginning of it is a real heart surgery that they actually filmed with Colin Farrell there. Colin almost puked reading the initial script. The dad trying to get his son to tell him his deepest, darkest story and talks about jerking off his own dad.
Oh my god. There's a lot of
That was
There's
crazy.
a lot of that in this movie.
And finally, the last thing I want to say is, so these kids, a lot of them were in their first film. Could you imagine saying, "Hey kid, you want to be in a Hollywood film? Yeah. Can you crawl?
Can you crawl?
Can you crawl down
Can you
a
crawl?"
flight of stairs?
And then the last thing I'll leave it with the final word when he's talking to the school official. Which one would you pick of my two kids? Because he's asking them, they're like, well, this one's this, and that was because he's like, which one should I kill?
I give this.
wait.
I give this one a Jim's type of movie out of stars.
IMDb score of
Okay.
7.1. Rotten Tomatoes Critics Award of 80%. Audience Award of 63%. All right, so moving on to our second film. Ted picked Crimes and Misdemeanors, which was made by a young filmmaker named... where's my notes?
Woody Allen.
That's his name, Woody. Woody
Woody
Allen.
Allen.
Woody
Allen.
Allen.
Such a
Right.
strange name.
Okay, it's a 1989 American existential comedy drama film written and directed by Woody Allen, who stars alongside Martin Landau, Mia Farrow, Angelica Houston, Jerry Orbach, the great and late Alan Alda, Sam Watterson.
Alan
and-
Alda isn't late.
What?
He's alive.
Is he coming?
What?
Alan Alda's coming
okay.
in?
So you have to understand something.
Oh.
BJ called David Bowie's death, and he killed David Bowie, and so now like it's my job to like I would like so tomorrow morning if Alan Alda is dead, I can say I called it because because BJ killed David Bowie.
Yeah, I actually did. I think we talked about that already. Yeah, so this movie,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
104 minutes of try to be super smart and only I think I'm funny. Woody freaking Allen dialogue.
Allen.
I swear, dude, it's a comedy because he thinks it's funny.
Oh no, it's worse than that because it's like I watched it for 45 minutes. The girlfriend came over and she was like, I was trying to explain
And then
it
the
to
first
her.
scene ended.
Yeah, and I tried to explain it to her, and then we watched for another like 8 minutes. She goes, "Is this over yet?" I'm like, "This is a 90-minute movie." Woody Allen movies are better without him in them.
This is my first and only Wooden
Allen?
Wooden Allen.
No, I see, and I actually suggest that you don't. I actually there are some really good Woody Allen films out there.
Okay, so and then who puts a freaking weird crapping on somebody scene? Just
God.
That was actually my favorite scene.
Yeah, that was,
of course it was. But like, why?
it was.
Why?
That's cringe.
So BJ, I have a question. So BJ,
Send it, bro.
BJ, he doesn't get the girl, but he also mentors like a young girl that he keeps taking to the movies and tries to like
That's
give her
his
culture.
niece, Jim. That's his niece, Jim.
So does he date her when?
I think.
Does he date her next?
No. I think he dates her daughter when she grows up.
No.
I think that's. I think
just,
that's who he
I'm
dates.
just curious because
Yeah, I think
once
it's- yeah.
he doesn't get the girl, he dates that girl.
No. He
Sacrilege.
No. He dates the younger girl. She waits till she's older, has a child. He dates her when she comes of age. Could be a stepdaughter even.
Can we both agree Alan Alda was good?
Oh yeah, he was such a cocky dickhead.
Yeah,
oh man, I
he
love
was good.
that. Alan
So
Alda.
did you know
He
that
was
Alan
perfect.
Alda actually was only supposed to be in the very first scene that he was in, and that he wasn't supposed to be in it anymore? And the only reason why they brought him back is because he was so good at the beginning, and so the rest of his part that he performed was 95% improv.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he improv it because Woody kept bringing him back because he's like, I got something here. And so, so Alan basically got to go, I get to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like
Martin
that.
Landau.
I mean, so it's good. Yeah, Martin Landau. He's really good and everything. I liked how it did have that. He was like Woody Allen started a whole bunch of stories intertwining together, and without those people necessarily knowing they're intertwining. I like that. I just feel like Woody Allen kind of perfected that for everybody else to start doing it now.
Yeah, Woody's. But did
You know, he was really.
Did
he
you
seems like
know
he was good at that?
Did you know that this was up for 3 Academy Awards?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. And I have that written right
Best
there.
Director, Best Original Screenplay,
Best Comedy.
Martin Landau was up for Best Actor in a supporting role.
Fucking A, right?
Okay, so here's a good Martin Landau story. My little brother did a film that was submitted for Best Picture in the Calabasas Film Festival. Sean Astin.
Did you say Calabasas?
The Calabasas Film Festival. Sean Astin was the host, and the guest
Of Stranger Things fame?
Yes, and the guest of honor was one Martin Landau. So me and my little brother, when we finally got in, because Nate's movie, like everybody in Nate's movie was nominated for something except for Nate, and he was the lead of this movie. It was up for Best Picture, Best Supporting, Best Everything but Nate. So we show up, we rented the car, we went out to the Calabasas Film Festival. We're walking in behind the man, the myth, the legend. Pictures. He goes through. The next thing, these people start taking pictures of us, and they go, "And who are you?" Me and my little brother go, "Oh yeah, we're nobody. We're absolutely nobody." But yeah, that was my. I walked in behind the man himself. Which one? Lugosi.
Oh yeah, he played in Ed Wood.
Yeah.
He played Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi, yeah. And so, yeah,
And he did win an award for that.
and I got to walk in. I got to walk into an award show right behind the man.
Nice.
Calabasas Film Festival.
The Calabasas.
It's a fun one to say.
The Calabasas. I got to make fun of Sean Astin in front of everybody, and that worked out really well for me.
Oh, Rudy?
Rudy. He's famous. All right, you get final word over there, Buttface.
How can you not like this movie?
It's still playing.
It can't be a final word if
you're still playing.
It can't be a final word if you ask a question, Ted.
Okay. What movie were we talking about?
No, Ted, because we'll cut it right there.
Crimes and misdemeanors.
Crimes and misdemeanors that had nothing to do with misdemeanors.
God, these are themes that Woody Allen explores
When he's jerking off.
before and after, getting away with
Dating his daughter.
Yeah, doing some weird shit.
Please do the final word.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, was this Angelica Houston's first movie? Because she sucked in it. She sucked.
She sucked.
Yeah, she sucked. Bad.
I think that was her first acting
And I feel like she did everything in one take, also, because she was really bad. But anyway, sorry. Final word.
But anyway, themes of committing a crime and God. Is there a God up there to bring justice? No. You go scot-free. It's a godless world. There is no...
I don't know where you got any of
Jim
that.
keeps...
No. Nuh-uh. Look at BJ's face. No. What?
This is a world without justice, without divine intervention. You can murder someone and get away with it.
Is he going to monologue for the next 20 minutes?
He Okay.
He's going to monologue, isn't he?
This is the movie, isn't it?
IMDb of 8.0.
All right, I'm sorry.
Rotten Tomatoes Rotten Tomatoes score of 93% critic score.
Because it's a Woody Allen movie, and they're
Audience award of 91. Like, of all of our movies, this one had the best. Oh, dude, I hate you, Ted. And I hate that you made me watch this movie because I don't like Woody Allen.
No, you hate that people actually think this is a good movie, and the movies that you think are really good, the normal people are like, oh, God, what the fuck?
I did okay. I got
Like
an
a
80.
7.1.
I got an 80.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
With the critics, the audience is a bunch of fucking
Your
idiots.
Metascore is like
fine.
62, but...
All right, we're going to move along because we're not going to let Ted monologue.
I'm sorry, Ted, yeah.
Sorry, Ted.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Yeah, because you're...
buddy.
Look, dude, I don't want you to get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's dating that young girl in the movie now. And by that, I mean his daughter that he is dating was in the background in one of the films, one of the scenes. He really is dating that girl. He loves her.
She looks like she's
he
19.
Loves her.
Oh, it's weird. All right, anyway.
Not
You good?
dating his daughter.
His stepdaughter.
He's dating his ex-wife's
Adopted
adopted daughter.
Adopted daughter. They didn't live together. He didn't change her diapers.
Yeah.
He lived across the
See how
fucking...
look at him like rationalizing this. This is great. Can I date your daughter when she's old enough?
No, you may not.
All right, we're moving along to
Okay.
BJ's pick. BJ picked Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer is the 2013 English language South Korean Czech. A South Korean Czech? Science fiction action film based on French graphic novel La Chalafasela. Go ahead, Ted. Go give me that. The second line towards the end.
That is based on the French graphic novel Les Transpersonages by Jacques Loeb.
That's why we're giving him the job next week. Benjamin Legrand and Jean-Marc Rochut. The film was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Is written by Bong and Kelly Masterson. The film marks Bong's English language debut. Approximately 80% of the film was shot in English. So I'll go ahead and start. I actually, it stars Chris Evans, a whole bunch of Tilda Swinton, Octavius Spencer, Ed Harris, John Hurt. I thought that there was a lot of star power. I thought there was a lot of potential. However, I did not like Snowpiercer.
Why not?
And I've seen it 3 times.
This had John Hurd in it.
Yeah.
It had
must
Chris
have been-
Evans, Johnny Blaze from the Fantastic
Did you
Four.
know the director didn't want Johnny Blaze? He thought he was too muscular
who's
to
Johnny
be someone in the back, because they're starving. And so basically, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the film, the back of the train is the bottom class who is trying to get to the front of the train, the awesome people. But to be fair, there's also another subclass of people under the train, and thank God you ain't one of those people.
Yeah, because they'd be parts.
They're
just parts.
And so I don't know. I just thought that it was, and I heard about this film, and it was something I needed to see, but I just didn't like it. There was the hatchet scene where they had to so you're in a train, it's a small area, and there's finally the front to the back, they were gonna fight. So here's the way my brain thinks. So could you imagine the guys in the front going, "I'm gonna kill you"? See, I think about the guys that are in the back. That it's gonna be a good 20-30 minutes before the fight gets to me, and they're just back there going, right? And so finally, if the fight does get to them, either they die or they make it through. So here's the kicker:
unless they have to take a break because of a tunnel.
tunnel. And so let's say they make it through, right? Next fight, guess who's in the front row? I was in the back. But yeah, so now guy in the back row gets to be the guy in the front row. Right? Yeah. That's one thing I kept thinking about. At least you ain't the guy under the floor. You know what would have brought everyone on that train together and would have resolved all their issues?
Kumbaya?
No, if aliens showed up.
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be us versus them anymore.
It is usually a unifying thing when aliens show up,
right?
It seems like.
And I didn't hate the film. I watched the film 3 times. I just don't like it. I just think that it was too easy. I think it was too simple. Did you know the Tilda Sweeney character was written for
Tilda
John
Swinton?
Yes. Sweeney?
Tilda Swinton.
That was
Have you seen
that was for John C.
Of
Reilly.
Wes Anderson fame.
We need to talk about
That part was written for John C. Reilly, just so you know. And if you actually watch the film, a lot of the stuff that she says is in almost like a man tone because it was written for a man.
Oh my God.
So, Beach, final word. Wait, real quick. IMDb score of 7.0. Rotten Tomato, a critic score of 94%, and an audience score of a 72.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
I think people have time with stuff they don't know who made it.
I
guess, and plus this pretty much debuted on Netflix. I don't think it
really.
Yeah, that's where I found it.
Yeah,
a couple years.
Pretty much.
It just
pretty
popped
much,
out on Netflix a couple years ago. Yeah, I really enjoyed this, and another thing. Quite a few top critics had it in their top 10 films that year.
They did. They absolutely did.
It was
What
a
year
lot
was
of
it?
people's favorites.
It
I'm
was
pretty sure 2016.
13?
16.
I have it right here. Wait, is it 13?
Or 15.
2013.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
13.
watched it in 16.
Yeah.
Just like I said a couple shows ago, we always can learn from science fiction. And this movie teaches us climate engineering is super smart. And you should always try to change the climate with whatever means possible. And it also shows us that, the rich always
Get
richer. And why is Ed Harris always that godlike guy? Why is he the man in black, and why is he Wilford in the front of the train? He's just. It seems like he's all over the place.
It's an easy.
What's
answer.
that Jim Carrey movie? He is God in it.
You're talking about Truman Show.
Truman Show.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
He is
yeah,
God.
he's another
You know
godlike.
why? Because Ed Harris kicks ass.
Yeah. But I think this movie is great for right now. Our planet's going down a weird road. If we don't know that, we're idiots. So I give this movie a Hogwarts Express out of stars.
I like that.
I really like this movie.
Yeah. Here's
super
one
fun.
thing though. So when the best friend dies because he decided to go, I just want
Jamie Bell from Jumper.
Yeah, I always want to let you know that if it was with both of us and it was between me getting to the next compartment, or letting you die, I would have been there, buddy.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
That's really nice.
I would have
That's
died
really
next
nice.
to you.
Yeah.
And we would have died right there in the waters.
When they turned off all the lights, I would really try way harder not to hit you with my hatchet.
Right? I'm just saying. There were flaws.
All right.
Excellent. So now we move along to We have 2 more films to review. We're going to do the newer film that you may have missed, and we're also going to do the Audience Award. We're going to start with the Audience Award. And BJ doesn't like that I called it an award, but I think it's an award.
It's your show, Jim.
It's my show. It's our show. Our show. A-R-E, our show. All right, so the audience choice this week was The Shape of Water. Not The Shape of Jesus, The Shape of Water. This is a 2017 American romantic dark fantasy drama film directed by Guillermo del Toro and written by Guillermo del Toro. Oh, yeah. Yeah, crack that A&W, buddy. Vanessa Taylor. It stars Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, who looks like my buddy Charlie Halford, Richard Jenkins, Doug Jones, and Octavia Spencer. It is set in Baltimore, Maryland in 1962. The story follows a mute custodian at a high-security government laboratory who falls in love with a lizard boy. Filming took place in Ontario, Canada.
It's an amphibian, Jim.
Lizard.
It's actually a humanoid amphibian creature. Yes. I like lizard boy.
Lizards don't go in the water.
Filming took place in Ontario, Canada between August and November 2016. It won Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
It did?
Yes.
Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
Dude, do you do a movie podcast?
I don't know.
It won Best Picture. It won Best Director. It won Best Production Design. It won Best Original Score. It was nominated for 7 awards and won Best Picture. So
that's an Academy Award.
It got an IMDb of a 7.4, Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 92%, and an audience award of 73%.
That's yeah.
I got to see this film in the theaters with some of my family members, and I'm not gonna lie. The first time that I watched it, half the audience, when it was over, was laughing. Half the audience was crying. First time I watched it, I was on the laughing side.
Really?
I've now seen it probably 3-4 more times since. It now makes me cry.
I'm on the crying side.
Why?
God damn it. Oh, man. I don't want to spoil shit, but
it's an audience award. It's not the new film.
Swamp Thing does a naughty thing to a cat.
When he eats the cat. When he eats it.
I fucking hate that part.
But he didn't eat. But what did he do after that? He loved them cats. He learned his lesson.
When he apologized to the neighbor.
Oh, what's his name? I forgot his name.
The body
Carl.
The body language, and it was so apparent what was happening. I'm not going to say what they did, but the body language was, "I'm sorry. Don't worry about it, dude. You're good."
And then like the next scene, he's like cuddling with the other cats. He's like loving them kitties.
And dude's got some hair growing on his head.
Yeah.
I wanted to hate this movie.
You tried to tell me it was a Russian propaganda film.
Yeah, I tried to hate it.
Your brother tried to tell me it was a Russian propaganda film.
I thought it was gonna be anti-American.
And was it?
No.
It was a beautiful film with the woman from Paddington who was a gorgeous...
I don't know what Paddington is.
You gotta watch Paddington 1 and 2. They're both great films. And she's like the mom. She's like a total, like, almost like a Molly Mormon mom. Like, she's like... And in this film, holy crap, she looks great naked. And I feel bad for saying that.
That's not all I'm taking away from it. Even though, yes, she does look great naked. But
I don't look that good naked. Oh, your neighbor's back again. She
doesn't look great naked.
No.
It's not happening over there.
She got to stop doing her laundry when I'm over.
God. Politically, in the morning,
Michael Shannon is
in the
so
morning,
good.
I listen to NPR, and in the afternoon, I listen to right-wing podcasts. I try to stay balanced, right? And so
try to stay balanced. What a douche.
In the morning, I listen to NPR. In the afternoon, I listen to Ben Shapiro and Milo Yiannopoulos, and I try to make sense of the world. NPR was just fawning over this movie. They said, "Oh, this is the greatest movie," and I was like, "Oh, fuck you. Come on. Nothing can be that great. And then, like, binge.
I made him buy it, by the way.
Binge, and I'm glad. Holy shit! I'm gonna revisit that 1,000 times.
So we have another side of it. So finish.
Okay. So Ben Shapiro says this is one of the 10 worst movies in the history of cinema.
I don't like that guy.
Because those guys are fuck faces.
He tries to stay balanced, BJ. He tries to stay balanced.
I try to stay balanced between the fuck faces. So I was fully expecting to see this social justice, politically correct Hollywood.
Instead, you got lizard dick.
I got some lizard dick, but it was just such a beautiful movie, fairy tale
By Guillermo del Toro.
Who plays the neighbor? That guy is fucking awesome. Who is that?
The neighbor. You keep talking about
The neighbor.
You mean the one that keeps helping her?
The one that
the artist.
The artist.
The weird old gay guy that lives next door.
The weird old gay
that's
guy.
in love with the weird homophobic racist.
They don't live together?
They don't?
No, they live across the hall from each other.
Yeah, they seem to just spend a lot of time together.
Remember, There's Something About Mary? He's the psychologist. That guy is fucking awesome. And
right?
And then Michael Shannon. And then
Michael Shannon was brilliant.
And then
dude, when he pulls his fingers off. All right, let someone. BJ hasn't even had a word to say yet. Let BJ talk.
I absolutely think this movie shows you everything bad that our government was and is and probably always will be. A big think they're more powerful than the whole world and they can do with whatever they want, with wherever they want it and wherever they find it. Fuck that. These people took something beautiful from the American government and set it free and gave it what it needed. It was great. It was a adult fairy tale. Absolutely stunning movie. I'm not a nudity guy.
When he drove in on his bike, because he rides his bike to work, he's like, I looked at the world differently when I rode my bike in this morning.
Yeah, it made me feel super weird.
You're not a nudity guy?
Okay, so I'm not a nudity guy. I don't.
He sits here naked.
Well, I like to be naked, but I don't like to see boobies, and it's just not my deal. It's just not my thing.
I like boobies.
And like when the opening where she's, she gets naked, she's in the bath, the music's nice, and then shit gets weird right off the bat. Like, you can miss me with all that stuff, but
sponge bath.
It's good. Yeah, the forbidden love, 2 different ways. Her and the amphibian man. Her and the amphibian man, then like the sad gay old neighbor that loves the homophobic racist kid from the pie shop, the pie guy,
the key lime pie guy.
Yeah, and his key lime pie. It's all dye in her tongue. She's like, ugh. I love that black and white scene with her singing and
when
dancing.
She starts singing out of
when
nowhere.
She starts singing out of nowhere and start dancing, real crisp black and white.
And I don't normally like Octavia. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't think that I think she's very like one tone. I thought
she's always the same in a lot of things. She's good.
I thought she was really good in this.
She's real good friend role. Yep. She's a real good backup role, just like in. She's in Snowpiercer.
Yeah, she is in
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, she's hiding the babe.
I'm dumb.
One of her kids.
I'm the biggest idiot in the
her baby
universe.
Her baby ends up in the machine.
Yeah, I think she's really good in it. God, that a guy drags another guy by a bullet hole in his fucking cheek. Dude. Michael Shannon is so fucked up in this movie.
He's so good. Him eating them candies. He keeps eating them candies.
Some people like the chewy ones, the savory ones, but not me. I like these. They're old school. Sometimes I like to just suck on it, or sometimes when I'm real anxious or nervous, I chew on it right away. But mostly I like to just.
And he took real pleasure in torturing this animal.
Man, he was just he was a so shitbag. But just like Ed Harris, he's perfect in those roles.
Yeah,
it's
something I think Charlie will fall into those roles later. Yeah. Those of you who don't know my friend Charlie, he doesn't like me very much, but I like him a lot. He's a good dude. He's done some cool stuff, and he's an up and comer. He did the first season of True Detective. True Detective. He really stole. I think he stole that first season. Anyways, so
I give this movie an Abe Sapien out of stars.
Absolutely, I would do that as well. I would do it. All right, so finally, we're going to move along to the Audience Award. Obviously, this will be our shortest review because this is the newest film. We don't want to give anything away. However, we are going to tell Ted why he's stupid. The
Solo sucks.
Solo, a Star Wars. It's not your turn. It is not. No, no.
That movie
It's
sucks.
not. It's not your turn. So, Solo, a Star Wars film, directed by Ron Howard. It had a different director at first. Solo, a Star Wars story, or simply Solo, is a 2018 American space western film based on the Star Wars character Han Solo, or Han Solo, co-directed by Ron Howard, Philip Lord, and Christopher Miller. Why didn't Philip Lord and Christopher Miller get final directorial?
Because they were fired.
Fired!
Kathleen Kennedy gave them the boot.
See you later, bitches!
You guys are trying to be too funny. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I did like a Lego film. That was
This
great.
is not Thor Ragnarok.
Absolutely, but that was a great film,
Fucking
and
awesome.
we'll go later. It is the second Star Wars anthology film following Rogue One, which was also fantastic. Aiden Einrich, how do you say his name? Einrich. He stars as Han Solo alongside Woody Harrelson, Emily Clark, Donald Glover, who was brilliant. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, here's the problem. This film, they had to film it twice. And so it obviously jumped up the price tag to the point where they didn't make the money back. And for whatever reason...
They will eventually.
But people wanted to bag on Star Wars 8, also wrong. And so for some reason, even though that made $1 billion, for some reason the backlash happened on this film. And this film was probably out of all, what are we at now, 9 of them? We've made 10 of them. This is probably in my top 3 easily.
11, actually, with Clone Wars, the cartoon movie.
Okay, see, that's where BJ comes in. That's where we...
yeah.
This is easily in my top 3 of my favorite Star Wars films. Probably put it at 2.
Can I stipulate?
No, it's not your turn.
Can I stipulate?
No, not your
Yeah,
turn
we'll
yet.
let Todd go, and then or Ted. Todd. What's your name? And then I'll tell him.
I'll
why
go
it's
by
wrong.
Todd.
All right, Todd Clark, go ahead. Why did you not like this film?
I have to stipulate.
No, don't stipulate. Just tell us why you're
I
wrong.
am not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Star Trek fan. My adolescence was informed by a little movie called Alien.
Yeah, I have all the aliens. And I also think Prometheus was one of the most underrated films ever.
Fucking A. This movie takes the canon and just fucking fucks up the whole Star Wars.
Okay, so someone
You
wait
are
a minute,
incorrect.
Wait a minute. So
You are incorrect.
someone who's never doesn't like he
fucks up-
says I don't like Star Trek. I don't like Star
It
Wars.
fucks up
Let's
the
see how.
whole
Let's see how.
Star Wars canon.
Okay, how?
The Millennium Falcon is the fastest ship in the galaxy because it has a android brain running.
No, it was fast. That happened.
That
it
android
happened-
brain
that
can.
hap-
It's because that
happened
android.
later.
I'm sorry.
That
Hold on.
and-
Let me just tell you why.
She what?
That android brain is a nav computer
Is
that
a
can
nav
do the calculations faster than any other type of ship computer, and that's why they can go faster
and
everywhere.
wasn't entered into the Millennium Falcon until much later.
Was a sentient being enslaved by humans, not humans, but the people in Star Wars, enslaved and relegated to being so all of these droids are slaves.
She was
so
not a slave.
No,
she was not a slave.
She was a.
So that
she was her own
that
mind.
means R2D2 was a
No.
That
She-
means
no.
C3PO.
That was just her. That was her. She had her own. She had her own free will. She wasn't speaking for all robots. She wasn't speaking for all droids.
All of a sudden, these droids are sentient. All of a sudden,
She
we're
was.
giving. Hey,
just her?
Did you not watch the? What film did you
watched
watch?
it. I watched
And not only that, what did she want?
She's the
Why are you calling
only,
her a she?
It was the only sentient android.
I didn't say that. You
in
did.
the Star Wars galaxy, the longer you let a droid go without doing a memory wipe, the more self-aware it becomes, and the more sense of self it has.
Donald Glover-
And that's why she was not a slave, and neither is C-3PO or R2-D2, because they are actually self-aware and know what they're doing. But droids are essentially created, and if they are memory wiped, then they don't act like that.
Did you also know
Such as the Empire
Did you
droids.
also know that the Millennium Falcon only started doing the beep boop bop boops after that was uploaded. The like literally like once it got up, did you notice that the sound of the Millennium Falcon changed once the memory of that, whatever you want to call it, droid bot? Of course not, because you didn't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
If you'll remember, during Empire Strikes Back, there's a part where C-3PO talks about how sassy the computer is on the Millennium Falcon.
Speaks of its intelligence.
Shut the front door.
It does.
No, wait.
But it throws out the entire
okay.
canon. It throws it out.
All right. We go back in time. We erase Han Solo and who did he shoot?
Greedo.
We erase that. We erase Guido shot first.
No, Han Solo shot
Han
first.
Solo shot first, and that's how it is in the new
Han Solo-
versions.
He shot first.
They changed it back to Han's shooting first.
He did shoot
Really?
first,
Yeah.
Which is why
In
this
the new version.
And
which is
on the new,
which
the
is-
most
Explain.
on the most recent release of the Blu-rays, put it back to where Han is shooting first.
and they need to make a
right.
sequel to this
Okay.
film. They need to I think they need to go back to why he owes Jabba the Hutt money.
Yep.
That's the new story.
Alden Ehrenreich is contracted for 2 more solo films, whether they be his own or they be in supporting roles. He has expressed interest, and he says he would like them to be more like the Indiana Jones movies, where they stand alone, but they're not running together.
Fun little facts. Harrison, hold on, let me get my thing. Harrison Ford loved this film. He didn't go to the premiere simply because he didn't want to step on. He didn't want to take away from what they accomplished, and so he didn't want Emmerich's, because what Emmerich did was brilliant, and he didn't. Heinrich.
Ehrenreich? Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Or
Let's call
maybe
him
he
Alden.
had stomach problems
Let's
that
call
night.
him Tom. Let's see. This is the first Jedi film that had no mention of Jedi in the entire film.
You are incorrect. The kung fu that she knows was used to combat Jedis, and he tells her that. I'm pretty sure. What, didn't he?
No.
Iden Voss didn't tell her that?
Nope.
There wasn't any.
There's no mention of Jedi in this
Oh,
entire
I'm
film.
sorry.
No.
I read that in the making of the movie book.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's in the
no,
actual film. There's no mention of Jedi.
No mysticism, no the Force, right?
Did you know? Here's a good little fun fact. Phantom Menace, whether you liked it or not, do you know who was asked to actually originally direct the Phantom Menace?
Yes.
Who?
Lawrence Kasdan.
No, Ron Howard.
And then he ended up.
He turned it down. You know why? Because he thought it would be too big of a he's like, oh hell no.
Well, I would like to talk about
Wait, I have
Solo, a Star Wars movie.
One more.
Go ahead,
issue.
and then BJ gets final word, because BJ knows more about this stuff, and I'm not trying to put you down. I'm telling you I know a lot about this stuff, but BJ gets final word because BJ knows the Star Wars universe, and more than any of us, and live long and prosper. What?
I have another issue. I can't think of it.
So, bam!
Go ahead.
Shut him down.
right.
I want that stays in.
It ruined
that
the whole
stays
canon.
in.
Oh,
that stays in. We just stumped you till you couldn't talk anymore.
Anyway, God, I love a good heist movie. I don't care if it's a Star Wars movie. I don't care if it's freaking Ocean's 8.
I'm going home to watch this movie again.
It's freaking a really good heist movie. It starts off with the first, just moving, and
Agreed.
it keeps moving the whole way through. It's timed well.
Agreed.
And it is the Star Wars movie that we needed right now, because we got Force Awakens, dark, kind of sad, showing us where we're going in a darker, sadder direction, ending the Skywalker trilogy. The Last Jedi, kind of sad, kind of dark, kind of,
They're screwed.
Impending doom. Rogue Squadron, impending doom. Sad. Everybody dies at the end. We needed a fun movie. We needed a fun movie full of Easter eggs and things we could watch and things we could be happy about and not think about.
And Donald Glover.
And Donald Glover. We
Donald
needed Donald
Glover. His cadence that he would use.
Oh, he's
killed
Lando.
it.
He's Lando. So
he killed
and for anybody who knows me, they know freaking George George Lucas could crap in a box, write Star Wars on the side of it, and I'd buy it. I'd eat it. I'd buy it. You could sit it on a stage, and I'd watch it for two and a half hours. But that being said, this is still just one of my favorites. You know, I'm a realist, and
it's my two.
You know,
number 2.
Empire, just because they're, you know, but that's my favorite for sure. And then you know,
this is my number 2
but,
out of all the entire.
I mean,
thing.
we get origins of his name. We get origins of
I didn't
Chewie.
like that.
We
I
get
like
the Kessel
I
Run.
like the Chewie origins.
We get Lando. We get the Falcon. We find out why it looks like it does. Why for all these years we've thought that space in the middle of the Falcon was for pushing cargo. Oh, it's where a escape pod used to be.
Yeah.
Rad. But you know that Krillian ship is also a cargo ship. But
BJ, just real quick. I know this is totally on the don't just go head back that way. I know you just got your haircut. There's like a single hair that's coming. Yep. That's it. You got it. Nah, yeah, dude, you got it. I'm just saying. I've been like for the last hour. I've been looking at it.
Weird looking hair.
Yeah, I know, man. It's just coming off your head. Last word.
So this movie
stays in the show.
This movie didn't do the greatest. People are wrong for not going, but Disney also, they didn't oversaturate their advertising like every other Star Wars movie. We only got 5 months of pre-advertising before this. I think if you remember,
it came out the wrong time.
The Super Bowl. The movie came out in May. It didn't come out in Christmas time.
Super Bowl doesn't come out in May, just so you know.
The movie came out in May. The trailer came out in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
Sorry,
That's fine.
I should have said that.
And also to be fair, they had to film it twice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so now that they're trying to like recoup, like this movie
scared
deserves
a
a
lot of people
sequel.
off.
This movie deserves a sequel.
I love that John Williams did the Han Solo theme, and the other John did the rest of it.
All right, so we're gonna finish up here. You, the listener, the fact that you are listening, I want you
And Darth Maul.
and Darth Maul.
Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Shut up! Nope, you're too late. Nope.
Hey,
no,
oh,
you- no.
Wait,
no,
whoa,
nuh-uh.
How
Ted,
the fuck is Darth Maul in this movie?
Ted,
He
because
got cut.
no.
He got
Ted,
cut.
Ted,
He got cut in half.
Ted, his anger and his hate kept him alive.
If you
he
actually-
crawled out
yeah.
of that pit,
If
made legs,
if you-
came back, and
if he followed the canon,
if he would follow
if he
canon
followed the canon
and maybe watched Clone
and
Wars,
watched the canon,
Clone Wars on Cartoon
it's
Network,
in the
you
canon.
would know this.
But no, he
If you were a
destroyed
Star
the
Wars
canon.
fan-
No one could be more dead than someone that got cut in half
He
by
this is
Obi-Wan
Star Wars.
Kenobi.
This is Star Wars
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Cut him in
Which,
half.
by the way, they
with a lightsaber.
they killed that movie.
That's not real.
They killed that movie because of this, and they killed the Boba Fett movie because of this, and it's bullshit because this movie's awesome, and you're fucking wrong because the reason why he's alive, if you watch canon,
in the Clone Wars cartoon that is now over, but they are going to do a new final season. They show he crawls out. He's kept alive by his anger and hate.
made his own legs.
He comes back. He's got these electric spider legs, and then pretty soon he gets better Terminator legs, and then some more stuff ensues.
anyways, because we don't want a 3-hour episode.
If you watch Days of Our Lives, you followed the canon.
I'm more of a Santa Barbara kind of guy.
Luke and Laura did not die in a fiery car crash.
Did he not start, BJ, did he not start his whole debate with, I don't watch Star Wars or Star Trek.
and then tried to tell us about canon.
I like to watch Days of Our Lives.
And you know it's not fair because we're big
Days
Star
of
Wars
Our
guys, and
Lives.
he's obviously not a Star Wars guy.
I'm also a huge Star
I've
Trek
watched it all. I've read all the Legends books, every cartoon, all the newer books. I haven't read them all, but I have them up to date on the current comic.
guy. Anyway, so what we're saying is if you disagree with us, like Ted, you're wrong. So we're going to finish up the episode because that's what we do. High five. Yes, sir. So some fun things that are actually happening because we do have 7 to 9 fans now. There actually are like writing, like people are actually, because what we want you to do is we want you to listen to the new films. We want
actually,
you to listen
Solo,
to them.
hold on. Solo gets a Star Wars out of stars.
All right, Star Wars and a
Out of
star. So we want you guys, that's the reason why we tell you what the new films are, is because we want you to go not only watch the old films and go back, we want you to watch the new films. And so we actually have like some people that are doing that. And we actually have an audience critique. Our first audience critique of someone who went through and watched something that we watched this week, and I asked for their review. I love that it kept you guessing. and never answered all your questions. My favorite part of the movie was the score, and I don't think I've ever said that about a movie before. If I was BJ, I would have given it an oddly grew on me out of stars.
I love that my rating system is something
Right?
I'm going to use.
That was written by one Mandy Trotter, and she wrote that about killing of a sacred deer. So we're going to hand out next week's...
great score on that, yeah.
Yeah, it really
I forgot
was.
to say.
It
yeah.
took BJ about 2 weeks just to get through it, but that's fine.
I didn't get through that first dark screen with the freaking with the weird music for like it took me 3 tries.
Do you guys know what movie I'm going to recommend?
No, that's what we're doing right now. So Ted, you go ahead and go first.
My movie is a little movie starring Crispin Glover and that one
Back
guy.
to the Future?
No, this is called River's Edge.
Okay.
Oh, can't wait for you guys.
Wasn't
to
that made here?
California, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
River's Edge.
River's Edge.
All right,
yeah.
BJ, what you got?
My choice this week is the 1990 musical masterpiece
I knew it was
starring
coming. I knew
starring
it.
starring Johnny Depp, Crybaby.
Cry Baby.
John Waters. Yeah.
Yeah, John
Nice.
Waters.
Haven't seen it.
I
Look
have.
forward to it.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It made me cry. And so now, because I keep getting told that I'm an artsy shithead, I'm going to go left. My film for the both of you is Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Vince Vaughn
Vince Vaughn.
of Swingers fame.
Yep.
I saw it, but I was passed out.
There's some good stuff
I was in
that.
and out, and
I have not
liked
watched
what
it.
I saw.
I have an aversion to movies with cell blocks in them.
No.
I'm not sure if you've heard.
You went to jail?
I once got hit in the head
What?
by a block, and it said cell on the
You
side
went
of
to
it.
jail? What? Anyway, so our audience award this week is a film that I've never even heard about, but it stars my close friend and confidant, Anthony Hopkins. 84 Sharing Crossroad?
84 Sharing Crossroad.
84
Yep.
Sharing Crossroad is our audience award. And our new film that you may have missed that I'm actually really excited about because I've seen and love this film is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Skyscraper.
Nice.
There are 5 films. We went through a good time. We stayed out of trouble. No one got arrested. We didn't have to cut out any sections because one of the 2 of us got in a huge fight. We got through it.
Get that out of there.
We got through it.
I'm gonna cut out that part where I'm really dumb.
Oh yeah, you're really dumb. You really are dumb. But anyways, Bradley Joseph Harmon, I love you.
I love you.
Ted?
Much love.
No, I wasn't gonna go there. I was just gonna say, hey Ted.
Ted, I hold no ill will against
Yeah,
you
man.
for not being a Star Wars fan
Yeah,
or
man.
anything like that.
You're really fucking
no
dumb.
ill will. I love you, man.
Yeah, man, you're really.
And by the way, I love
really
that
fucking dumb.
Last of the Mohicans haircut you got.
You're really fucking dumb.
Magua.
I love you, bud. Checking out.
I love New York. I was born in that building right there, behind the guy, the statue there, the guy in the pedestal. I love New York. It's like thousands of straight lines just looking for a punchline, you know? Then what makes New York such a funny place is that there's so much tension and pain and misery and craziness here. And that's the first part of comedy. But see, you got to get some distance from it. You know what I mean? That the thing to remember about comedy is if it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it's not funny. So you got to get back from the pain. You see what I mean? But like they said, they asked me up in at Harvard. A bunch of kids asked me, "What's comedy?" So I said, and this is part of what I'm trying to say about getting back from it. I said, comedy is tragedy plus time. Tragedy plus time. See, when the night Lincoln was shot, you couldn't joke about it. You couldn't make a joke about that. You just couldn't do it. Now time has gone by, and now it's fair game. See what I mean? It's tragedy plus time.
Okay, we're out.
That's it. So fast.
I shut up 10 rolls on your first question.